of protest against IPL nowadays in Chennai, and some demanded that CSK has to wear some black badges while on ground. Is there any thoughts or like CSK?
I guess from me personally, to be honest, I'm not really across all of the political issues. So it's hard for me to make too many comments about it. I don't actually know the rules either on the black armband. So I think for those sort of questions, best to maybe take up with the CEO, Mr. Kasi. I believe he's probably the man to speak to with all that sort of stuff. I'm sorry, I don't really know.
Did you heard about this about any product?
Excuse me, sir.
I don't really know much about it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, I guess before I answer any more, just to let you guys know as well, a small announcement. Unfortunately for us, Kedar Jadhav has been ruled out for the rest of the tournament. His hamstring scan didn't come back so good. I believe it's a grade 2 tear, so he's going to be out for some period of time. We haven't picked a replacement as yet, but yeah, we'll go through that process. So it's a big loss for us because he's obviously a very, very good player and a key player for us in that middle order. So it's big shoes to fill for a little man, I guess.
Yeah, Mike, you've been traveling around the world as a coach for various franchises. Like, have you seen any of the franchises which has been able to make as much established relationship with the fans as CSK has been? And if so, what makes CSK?
It's a difficult one to answer. I'd have to say, the fans here in Chennai are up there with the most passionate fans that I've ever experienced in my entire life. It's been incredible, the support that we've received since coming back, just coming to training and seeing so many screaming fans, wanting to see the players, has really blown us all away. And it's been well documented how much it means to everyone in the team to be back. We've got a very much a family feel, and the fans are very much part of that family feel. We feel like the support we get is phenomenal. MS, he's very much invested in this team. He loves this team. It showed, at our first dinner when he got a little bit emotional, and it shows how much it means to him and to everyone. And I think we've seen that from the fans as well.
I mean, going towards the first match at Chennai, like there are a lot of emotions riding in this thing.
Well, I think from our point of view, yeah, we understand that it's going to be an emotional homecoming, and we understand that this place is going to be rocking tomorrow night. But from our point of view, we've got to somehow control that. We've got to focus on what our plans are, executing our skills as best as we can, and not get caught up in that emotion as much. We've got to be very calm and calculated in how we play the game. It's going to be tough because the guys are very excited to be back here as well, particularly the guys that have been here in the past. But somehow we've got to try and just focus on what's important, and then hopefully the result will take care of itself from there.
Back in Chennai. If you've seen the last couple of games, you've seen a couple of players are doing extremely well in the power play. Sunil did well, KL Rahul. So it boils on how your bowlers bowl during the power play, especially the spinners. Do you think your spinners will be good enough for the job tomorrow?
Well, we hope so. Yeah, obviously it's a very important phase of the game, and a lot of teams pay a lot of attention to it. So, getting some wickets early is obviously something that we're looking at. And I guess here in Chennai, the spinners can play a bit of a role, and I think KKR that they're happy to use their spinners in the power play as well. So, I'm sure there'll be a lot of tactics used, but you talk about Sunil Narine, he batted beautifully, and KL Rahul, that innings was a very special innings. Sometimes there's not much you can do to stop batting like that.
How's the wicket like? You had a look at the wicket. How's the wicket like?
I just had a quick look there. It looks good. It's a little on the dry side, so I expect the spinners from both teams to play a bit of a part. But in general, I think it looks like a nice pitch and should be a good spectacle for everyone.
Do you feel that the match against between CSK and KKR will boil down to who versus experience?
No, I don't think so. They've got some quality players, a very good spin bowling team, but they've also got some match winners there as well. When you look at guys like Chris Lynn and Andre Russell in particular, they can win a match off their own bat or with the ball as well. So I think the best teams generally have some good experienced players, but you need that exuberance of youth as well, and sometimes that fearlessness of youth can be a bonus. So I don't think that'll be the difference between winning and losing the game. It comes down to, in my mind, which team can execute their skills best under pressure. And I think we've got, from both teams, some highly skilled players. And so we should see, hopefully, a really great contest.
Yeah, in the first match we saw Raidu open ahead of specialist opener Murli Vijay. What was the logic behind that move? Can you explain that?
I think, from what I understand, Vijay, he got a bit of a knock in the first few days of training in his ribs. So he's been quite sore actually, and just slowly working his way back to full fitness. He has been training well though, Vijay, and hitting the ball nicely. And so there's always 50-50 calls, I guess, that can go either way. And sometimes it's just a gut feel of the captain and the coach of which way they want to go. And obviously on this occasion they decided to go for Raidu. But yeah, Raidu's playing really well, and he's obviously played for India and done very well as well. But MVJ, I can say, is batting very nicely as well. So it's a nice headache, I guess, for the coach and the captain to have.
But is he fit to take on the field now?
Vijay? Yeah, he's fine. He's ready to go. Yeah, for sure.
Yes, sir. So, Murli will be part in the first level tomorrow.
I don't know yet. I don't make those calls. You have to take that up with MS or Stephen Fleming. But yeah, I'm not sure at this stage. He's certainly available to be picked. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Mike, is Faf ready to play?
No, I believe Faf is not in full training at the moment. He's recovering from a slight side strain. And obviously he's got a small fracture in one of his fingers. But he's going to be ramping his training up a lot in the next 7 days, and he's hopeful to be available for selection in the next game against Mohali.
From the last game, of course, you had a special knock from Rao, but how much of a worry is your middle order? How much of that is a concern, because that's what it exposed in a sense? Of course, KK has a great bowling attack. How much of a concern is your middle order?
Well, losing Kedar is a big loss, no question. He's a class player. Yeah, he was coming back from an injury, and unfortunately he's injured again. So it's a big hole for us to fill. We do feel like we've got the necessary backup or depth to be able to cover it. It's certainly going to be a focus going forward. I think the players at the top of the order, numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, need to take the responsibility to try and score the bulk of the runs. So the game against Mumbai, I thought we did okay early, but then we lost some key wickets at the end of the power play and then leading into the next phase of the game. And so that's certainly going to be a focus of the team going forward, is to play some smart cricket up top and then try and really keep some good partnerships going through that middle order. So we've got the players to be able to do it and cover it, but we need to play smart.
Not to take anything away from that stunning heist in Bombay, but I mean, on the field, like, there were a few mishaps, like diving, sliding late. And do you think fielding is a bit of concern? And I was surprised actually to see Mark with a backward point at one point.
I think it's going to be one of the challenges of our team. We do have some older players, I guess. Now, some people see that as a negative. I actually see that as a positive. I think that experience that we were talking about earlier is important in T20 cricket, and having experienced players can often be the difference between winning and losing T20 games, because that experience, they've been in all the tough situations before, they know how to handle the pressure. I guess on the flip side of that is, perhaps we're not going to be the most nimble or dynamic fielding team, but we can still be smart in the field. I agree, I think in the field there's room for improvement for us, and there's some key areas that we're focusing on that we need to get better. In particular is in the movement. Even if a ball goes out to this side of the ground, we want players in other sections moving into areas where they can help out. So it's certainly a focus of the team, yes.
Mike, now that you've said both Vijay and Faf should be ready with us for the next couple of games, and without Kedar, would you consider moving Ambati down the order, considering he's done well towards the end of the innings when he played for Mumbai Indians?
Raidu, you mean?
Raidu,
yeah.
Pushing Raidu down to fill Kedar's shoes there?
I'm sure it'll be discussed. No question about that. Yeah, we will look at all the different options and come up with what we think is the best balance and the best combination to win that next match. So yes, it's definitely something that we'll be considering for sure.